And Travis, I think I'll start with you, and I'd like you to kind of talk a little bit about how the findings from today's project relate to or compare with kind of Millward Brown's larger body of work on mobile norms. What makes mobile ads work?
Yeah, definitely. I think, what we found in this study, in a way corroborates kind of what we found over time, and that's really that the novelty in mobile has, kind of washed away. When we first started measuring, and especially when it was primarily display, you saw, huge gains, and you saw the gains over desktop, 2-3-fold. As we start to see the consumer really become more, kind of immune to advertising and acutely aware of the advertising, we do see that starts to tail off, and now the challenge becomes actually engaging that consumer for the long haul and really creating that brand dynamic.
Excellent, excellent. Ariane, you talked a little bit about just how many Tremor clients are repurposing 30-second spots today, and I think one of the things that was a little counterintuitive to me in the research was the fact that 30-second ads can work really well on mobile depending on device and age. How do you take this research and maybe go back to clients and talk with them about like the quick and easy approach, repurpose your 30, versus the more time-consuming approach of like recutting it to 10 or making it interactive or other moves?
Yeah, so I think what I would tell our existing clients and future clients is that, first of all, you need to know really well what the goal you're trying to accomplish with your campaign, and you need to know your audience really well. Then once you know that, I think the takeaway from our research is really that it's okay to repurpose 30-second ads, 30-second TV ads. It's okay. They're actually very efficient at conveying a longer, new information and a more complex brand message. So we know that. And also, they're also great at reaching Gen Xers, 35 plus. So I think it's totally fine. However, just remember then when it comes to reaching millennials who are, have a very short attention span and they're avid of snackable content, you really might want to consider shortening your ad, which will make for a better experience on a small screen. And then so sometimes you might have to put a little bit more work in shortening an ad and optimizing your ad for the mobile screen. But at the same time, now you have technology, and technology makes you save so much time and money. You don't have to worry about which screen do I need from a planning perspective, which screen my ad is going to run on. You have technology doing all the heavy lifting work for you, and I think that's really great that you don't have to worry about that. So you spend a little bit more time doing a little bit on creative side, but then on the planning and buying side, it's all easy. So.
Simplifies things. Great, great. Travis, let's get a little meta for a second, because I think we all kind of know that you can't necessarily just sort of take research methodologies that worked on desktop and just kind of transport them to mobile automatically. Can you talk a little bit about some of the challenges of doing this kind of work on smartphones and tablets relative to desktop?
Yeah, and I think I'll even expand that to really look at kind of a cross-screen strategy. Right. And so the challenges there is really about creating that one-to-one match across devices, and that's really where when you think about the strategies that we're employing as marketers, it's about being able to find that individual and understand, what's that incremental lift of the different screens and of the different devices that you are, kind of leveraging for your digital strategy. A lot of that comes back to then being able, in your research methodology, challenging your providers to be able to actually make those one-to-one connections and to show that they can, actually understand what is that impact across screens. I think when it comes back to the brass tacks of it are you actually doing something for your brand? Are you actually lifting? Are you starting to see that kind of, that build over time for your brand? And that's really what it comes down to is being able to then understand, how do all the various pieces play together?
Mobile is a wild horse, right? I think sellers and buyers are still trying to figure out how to get in front of the consumers. We're all figuring that together. Consumers are moving way faster than us. But I think one thing that an issue that this research highlights is that sellers need to be making more premium mobile video inventory. In our platform, actually, we only have 25% of mobile video inventory available as of fourth quarter of 2015. So it's still very low. Then I would say the second thing is that, again, programmatic can really help, and mobile doesn't have to be hard. Again, leverage programmatic, it's cost efficient, and it's time efficient. And then the one last thing is that mobile device inherently create, because they're personal, create inherently a higher level of engagement. And therefore, and especially when the mobile creative is well executed, so therefore I think they should command higher value.
Well, from your lips to marketers and agencies' ears, I suppose.
Yeah, you know, they should be valued in consequence, and I hope this is, you know, this is changing, and hopefully it's going to keep changing.